Hi Scrubs, I hope you're well. So this video is requested by Katie Carpenter and this is an updated version of how to bold all 6 skills on any horse. Doesn't matter what breed it is, this will work for them all. So I'm going to get started, and at 1 year and 6 months this is when you can begin this. Now there are a couple of items that you can use to make this a little bit faster for yourself. I am not going to be using any BM items at all with this. So if there are some BM items that you want to use, you could use a Chronos timer. It'll help you gain skills twice as fast. You could use an Achilles heel, which will allow you to use a bit more energy and not need to worry so much about your horse waking up with low energy. You could also use a Nix pack, which allows you to wake your horse up earlier and use maybe get more actions done. Now the other thing I'm just going to mention that I do have is a water chock and a shower. And the water chock is quite handy because whenever you water your horse with one of these, a horse boarded in a box where a water chock is installed will receive 4 times more morale and energy when watered, so you'll have a little bit more energy maybe to do more actions with and progress a little faster. And then with the shower, a horse boarded in a box where there is a shower will consume 10% less energy for its actions. So those are 2 little handy things that I'm just going to use while I'm doing this. Now to start off with, when the horse is 1 year and 6 months old, I'm going to start doing rides. Now there's only 2 types of rides we need to worry about when we're trying to bold all 6 skills. And the first one is forest. And forest bolds dressage, gallop and jumping. So we're going to start training with this. And then the mountain does the other 3, which is speed, stamina and trot. So if we look down here, we did some forest rides. We gained dressage, gallop and jumping. So there's dressage, gallop and jumping down there. And if we then do mountain rides, we'll get from speed, stamina and trot. So that'll add to the other 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to almost complete these and then I'll come right back. Okay, so if we have a wee look down here, I'm after doing some mountain rides with this filly. And you can see that she gained some stamina, speed and trot. So she gained stamina skills, she gained speed skills, and she gained trot skills as well, okay? So if I go up here now to select this again, you can see it says energy, and it doesn't say anything underneath. So if I click go riding, you can see now that I did another ride, but I just took energy and it didn't add any of these skills like it did here. And this is because I've now completed mountain rides. It doesn't matter how many more times I try to do that, those won't add any more skills. So if we go to forest here, we do a little bit of forest rides, or select a certain amount, you can see that we are going to gain, and we're going to gain dressage, gallop and jumping. So we've got dressage, gallop and jumping, which are the other 3 skills from the ride. So let's click on that. You can see that we got dressage, gallop and jumping, and if we click it again, you can see it gives us near 0 energy. So that means that we've now finished forest and we finished mountain rides, and they have added to all 6 of those skills. And the next thing we're going to do is move on to training. And with training, what we're literally going to do is just work on maxing each one of these out. So we're just going to keep selecting times to do and do all of these until they're at the maximum percentage. That's what we're going to do now, and I'll come back after I've completed that. Okay, so you can see that I have finished stamina, speed, dressage, gallop, trot, and now we've just a little bit of jumping to do. So we'll do a little bit more, and that is all the training completed. Now the next stage is to do competitions. So there's 2 types of competition specialities. There's classical and there's western riding. We are going to go for western riding, and there's a reason for this. If we were to go classical, we would have to do 3 different types of competitions. If we do western, we only have to do 2 types, and that saves us a little bit of time, and I'm going to show you what I mean by this. So here we can see the classical visual guide here. Now, if we do trot, gallop, cross-country, show jumping and dressage, we would have to do at least 3 of these various types in order to complete all of these 6 skills. If we do western, there's 2 particular competitions that are very, very useful. So we have a look here. The first one's barrel, and it will add to stamina, speed and gallop. So we're missing dressage, trot and jumping. Very handily, the competition trail will do dressage, trot and jumping. So if we do barrel and we do trail, those are the 2 types of competitions in western we can do to essentially bold all 6 skills. Whereas if we were doing classical, let's say we go and do gallop races, we would still need to bold stamina, trot and jump, so we'd need to maybe do cross country, and we would need to do maybe dressage and trot races instead. One of those 2. So we'll go back here, we're going to put it into a western speciality. We're going to equip some tack. I'm just going to put some coloured tack on it, but this won't matter. So once you have got your tack on to your horse. Okay, so barrel, which as you can see when we hover over gives speed, gallop and stamina, and then trail, which gives us dressage, trot and jumping. So we'll start doing those. So in here you can see again, it's telling us the exact 3 that it will give to us. So we do that, and we add to those 3, and I'm going to continue doing those and then come back. So I've just completed doing barrel racing, and you can see now when I hover over it that it just displays a duration. Unlike when I hover over trail, it actually shows skills. And you can see if we look down here, stamina, speed and gallop have bolded. We still need to finish bolding dressage, trot and jumping, and that's what we're going to do by entering trail competitions. So I'm going to come back once I've finished entering more trail competitions, and these last 3 will have bolded. So you can see now that all of the skills is bolded and we've finished doing trail competitions. So stamina, speed, dressage, gallop, trot and jumping are all bolded. Now there's a couple of things I just want to mention. This is not an efficient way to blop, for example, because this is not what blopping is. This is me showing you how to bold all 6 skills. And while blopping and getting a horse to 100 blop, you require the need to bold the 3 top genetic skills of the horse, whereas this is me trying to maximize just the skills on a basic horse and bold all 6, which you might do maybe for fillers or maybe just for boosting your ranking a little bit. So this is a generic way of bolding any horse breed. It will apply to any server, it works everywhere, and remember the first thing to do is to complete forest and mountain. Then you want to complete your training and you want to go with Western discipline and do barrel and trail. Now you can obviously do this in classical, it's going to take a little bit longer. Some BM items that may help you are going to include the Chronos timer, which is going to let you do it twice as fast, the Achilles heel, which is going to give you a little bit more energy to work with and maybe a little bit more time too, and also the Nix pack, which will help you have a little bit more time to do things. And using the shower and the water truck as well will help. And if you're going to do this, put your horse into at least a forest or a mountain EC. You don't need to worry about beach. It also doesn't matter if you do the training first, or the competitions first, or the rides last. But the reason I do the rides first, then the training, then in competitions, is because the rides are the first things that become available. Whereas if I was to wait until later to do the rides, I don't really see the point in that, because then you're wasting the time between your horse being 1 year and 6 months and it becoming 3 years old. So this is why I do the rides first. But it doesn't matter which way you do these and what order you do these, just as long as you do those things to basically bold all of the 6 skills. So this is a very generic guide, and I hope it has been helpful to you guys. So thank you to Katie Carpenter for requesting the video. I hope you send the video scripts, and bye bye!